To everyone present, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, now when you say that the lyrics of a song, because it contains Islamic undertones and it contributes to da'wah, why do I need to go to a concert to listen to the lyrics of a song? I can stay at home to listen to the lyrics of a song. I can listen it at the radio, and I can truly have an environment where I can rationalize and truly understand the meaning of a song. The concert contains features which, with a star in the middle of the stage, the focus is on the star. There's music for distraction. How do these features of a concert actually contribute to da'wah? I don't know. Now, you said that as long as one person from the audience get the message, then the da'wah has been accomplished. But that is just an isolated case, and you can't prove it through statistics. Now, there is a separate term that has been that defines da'wah to Muslims themselves, which is the word Islah. Islah and da'wah are two separate terms. Da'wah, by the definition of Ustaz Zulkifli, is specified to non-Muslims, and Islah is da'wah to Muslims. These two terms are separated so as not to cause any confusion. Now, the terms da'wah and concert, they are oxymorons, okay? Because the features of a concert do not complement or contribute to da'wah. Now, let's say I put a recorder on this stage, and the recorder sends messages of da'wah clearly, without any distractions. What difference is it as compared to a star in the middle of the stage with music? The difference is that the focus now lies on the star and the music, which is a distraction away from the messages of da'wah. But if the recorder is on stage and clearly delivers the message, it's not considered a concert because there's no star on stage and there's no musical value. And hence, the terms da'wah and concert cannot come hand in hand because the two terms actually contradict each other. These terms, inclusive of da'wah concert, these terms are invented by people. They have not been mentioned in the Quran or Hadith. These terms are invented to suit modern society's culture and for convenience sake. Now, I give you the term holy war. Now, this term is very frequently used in the news and the media, but the two terms, they contradict each other. There's nothing holy about war. At the same time, there's nothing about a concert that actually contributes to da'wah. If anything, the lyrics of the song does contribute to da'wah because of the messages, but the way the message is conveyed, there's no clarity because concerts actually provide a distraction. Inclusive of the audience, when you are in an audience, there is a vocal liberty and autonomy to shout anything you want to the performer on stage. And this vocal liberty and autonomy actually serves as a distraction for people who actually truly want to receive da'wah messages when they attend the concert. Now, there are different levels of understanding in an audience. Different levels of understanding in an audience. And in a concert, there's only one-way traffic of information. There's no opportunity for the audience to actually rationalize what they are actually receiving, and no opportunity for the audience to actually clarify any doubts that they have. And if the message that is transferred is not clear, you can't say that a message is actually transferred. It's a wrong interpretation and wrong message that has been interpreted by the audience from the da'i, or the one who is conducting the da'wah. You might say that the interest of the audience lies in the so-called features of the concert, but this trigger to the direction of da'wah may not exist because the trigger may not be clear in the direction of da'wah. It might actually trigger the audience to actually go in the direction to find out more and be further entertained by the music and not by the message of da'wah. And hence, if you can't prove that da'wah and concert can come hand in hand, you can't do da'wah concert is indeed a myth. Thank you very much.